Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Couldn't actually acknowledge that or comprehend it. And afterward, out of nowhere, I was numb. I never comprehended what it was to genuinely feel numb yet. That day, I was like, in a real sense, don't feel my body, and afterward, the primary thing I'm believing resembles. Now what Angela Simmons for north of 5 years and afterward, undermined her, unloaded her, and afterward, now she is destitute and damn close, going to be removed. I'm confounded, okay? You all enter and get a portion of this tea, since word on the roads is that Gotti and Angela Simmons are completely finished with, and in addition to the fact that Gotti dumped her, he undermined her previously this. And it seems as though he truly did my great sister grimy, big time. Well, Angela is presently talking on this issue, and she is totally broken and harming over how the relationship worked out. And you all will have a hard time believing the weighty claim she's connecting against Gotti. Did he truly a slight and control her, as was she guaranteeing I needed to promptly go to treatment, and like the following day, since it was only a ton okay. So I want someone to feel free to keep an eye on these individuals in Hollywood, since I believe that there was something genuinely in the water. Why for heaven's sake is everyone and their mother either attempting to separate and get separated in 2023? Is it as a result of special times of year, as they would rather not give no presents of? What? Well, it's wild, most definitely, and it seems to be Angela Simmons and Gotti are the furthest down the line couple to join the rundown of couples who have separated in 2023. No doubt the rundown became up to a mile now. However, it seems as though it's getting to Angela and Gotti. A similar show, since it has left the fans shook, so it seems like Gotti and Angela Simmons' romantic tale has reached a stopping point, while neither of them has made any authority declaration, yet word in the city is from different sources that their relationship is donezo, and here's the succulent tea talk cap, it that Gotti was the person who chose to call it quit, and on top of all that he purportedly returned to his ex after the split. This show is insane, in light of the fact that he proceeded to spend an entire walloping 7 years seeking after Angela just to attempt to score only one date with her, and presently he's got up to speed in a swindling embarrassment. Listen, Gotti had been squashing on Angela for quite a while, yet in 2015 he chose to take action and let everyone in on that he was digging Angela. He chose to do the entirety enormous declaration thing. And that is the year he dropped his raving success It Goes Down in the DMS. It Goes Down, and he wasn't bashful about communicating his advantage in Angela Simmons around then in those appealing verses he rapped, and I just followed Angela Simmons' kid. I got to smash on Angela Simmons. They're similar to darn Gotti, you striking faff. I will tell the world phantom this message was completely clear, and it got individuals talking and getting all advertised up, expecting a reaction from Angela, contemplating whether she and Gotti would get along and investigate something else. However, Angela kept relaxed and didn't actually recognize the tune at first, that left people contemplating whether they were actually furtively a thing, yet Angela ultimately put any misinformation to rest, expressing that despite the fact that she was lamented there was no heartfelt association between them anyway. Fans had their questions, particularly when we figured out that Angela and Gotti were having private discussions. She even welcomed him to the send-off party of her image foy, and they were shot together at the occasion that surely powered the gossip feast, yet Angela quickly shut it down again, clarifying that his participation at her occasion didn't imply that they would have been together or any such thing. No doubt he came to my occasion, so he gave you a few blossoms. Definitely they were truly great. You not together, nothing. No, he went for it. However, he's a decent fellow, and I'm complimented by everything, except we're not he in half a month. After that, Gotti himself affirmed that Angela wasn't actually into him in spite of his efforts to charm her with roses and gifts. Fans felt terrible for him right now, since it was evident that he was truly into her. Yet there was a bend in this show, since it turns out Gotti wasn't precisely riding solo from the beginning. He let the cat out of the bag in a meeting, uncovering that he dropped a cool $100,000 on one of his child's mothers for Valentine's Day. He didn't unequivocally affirm that they were together, but that sort of extreme gift caused a commotion. You could slide, you figure it out. So normally fans start conjecturing that perhaps his contribution with this child mother was the explanation Angela stayed away. And truly, that hypothesis didn't sound excessively far. However, here's where things get delicious, right? When you assumed you had this entire situation sorted out, Angela dropped a sensation, and she declared she was locked in and no one even realized she was dating anybody, let alone in a committed relation. Shit, yet stand by, there's more. She hit us with a twofold punch by uncovering that she was anticipating her most memorable kid with her life partner, so you can hardly comprehend the shockwaves that sent through Gotti. He was plainly annoyed about the commitment and the child, and he tended to this in a tune, Save It For Me, where he said, pass my number. The heavenly messenger, I assumed I had her fella handcuffed her wedded, and made me frantic. I regarded I'm continuing on. Yet the truth is, I need a terrible. My child mother was pissed I ain't heard the last from her. Can you all accept all that? Gotti had the boldness to be angry with Angela from continuing on, all while he admitted that he was all the while playing with his child mother's, discuss contradicting messages, yet things kicked unusual. When fans off to dive into Angela's life partner's experience, and they figured out that he was precisely near an ideal person, he most certainly had a rap sheet that was a mile long, and he possessed even burned through effort for substance use and DV a few significant warnings without a doubt, yet Angela was solidly in her man's corner, demanding that he had turned over a new jump, and that his pee was from quite a while ago. Yet there were even murmurs regarding him undermining Angela. However, she stayed wild, steadfast, and shielded him against everyone except quick forward to 2017. And she uncovered that they tapped out. Now you feel that this will be Gotti's second, just after all he done pursue Angela eagerly for a long time right now, however. Shocked, Angela actually treated him with utter disdain and was connected to a lot of others post-separation, currently recalling her hurricane sentiment with the ballplayer Sergei Ibaka. Well, that went on for like 5 minutes, yet that didn't poke her towards Gotti, and in 2020, she began dating fighter Daniel Jacobs. Right now, it seemed like her sort was anyone, yet Gotti and people started to ponder when he'd simply surrender and continue on, 5 years off. Seeking after somebody is longer than it takes to procure a higher education. It appeared as though Gotti received the message distinctly, and he at last began to date another person, a lady named Yaya. It seemed to his fixation on the Angela was completely finished, and Yaya affirmed this on Instagram when she made another year's post with Gotti. A meddling supporter said, I thought he really liked Angela. And Yaya applauded back, saying, not anymore. Well, Miss Yaya may have bounced a weapon with her declaration. As Gotti finished things only 2 or 3 weeks into the new year, strangely around a similar time, Angela tapped out with Daniel H. So at last, after around 7 long years, Angela at last chose to give Gotti an opportunity. At first it appeared as though a perfect pair with heartfelt escapes and charming little couple peaks all around their New Year's 2023 post. Now the relationship was moving at the speed of light, since 5 seconds after they began dating, Angela even uncovered that she was available to the possibility of marriage again, saying I love them. I'm cheerful. I'm in an extraordinary relationship. No doubt I'm blissful, I'm cool, I learned in life just to go with the step of where you at, I simply figure nothing. You don't need to rush anything when things are intended to happen. They happened. She additionally alluded to him as her motivation when she said, I feel like he's one of my greatest motivations. We simply get each other. He's a hawker I love watching him. He moves me to improve and be better, and you realize I'm truly content with him. I believe he's an extraordinary individual. I assume I realize now the relationship give off an impression of being on cloud N. So you can picture the aggregate shock when we heard the sensation, yet besides the fact that they tapped out, however, there were murmurs of him bamboozling before the separation tattle of the city spills some tea, saying either Gotti or Angela separated, or she's being cheated on. The grounds that he was spotted with his medical caretaker boo in Vegas last week at the area lodging, so word on the roads is they formally tapped out. However, here's where it deteriorates. Certain people are spilling the tea that the medical caretaker sound being referred to may very well be exactly the same woman he was getting comfortable with while he was close behind Angela. Definitely, it seems like he had a little something happening as an afterthought.